Hi guys, it's Kelly. This morning I spent most of the morning in the Colorado Reapportionment Commission meeting. Now you may think that the commission was actually done because they submitted their maps to the Supreme Court. However, the Supreme Court on a vote of 4-2 on November 15th rejected the maps that were submitted by the commission. So they have been remanded back with instructions to make fewer divisions within counties on state, Senate, and House district lines. The meeting started to get a little heated this morning when it became clear that although the commissioners were told that new map ideas were due last Wednesday at noon, the Democrat map actually ended up getting proposed without any heads up to the Republicans at 10 p.m. last night. This is what Republican Commissioner Mario Nicholas had to say.
House maps B, C, and D are mine, and they were all submitted before the noon deadline on Wednesday. That's important because it gives transparency to this process. It does not leave out, they were online, people could look at them. We could have all the commission members have the time to go through it. And in fact, Commissioner Whitworth said 24 hours since the maps that were submitted last night. In fact, it's just a little bit over 14. And I know because I've spent a lot of those hours awake going through that. And I think the members who submitted those maps should just absolutely be ashamed. It's very clear that there are long lists of pages that have been written about it, and there's been coordination about who's going to present it and how it's going to be presented. And the first that any of the commissioners that I've worked with knew about it was late last night. I think one thing that they need to answer for is when they started working on it. If they couldn't give a heads up to anyone that this might be coming to their mind. I guess it bothers me most not because it's cheating these commissioners, but because it's cheating the people of Colorado. And you're cheating them of transparency, and it's unfair.
Commissioner Atencio took the bait and decided to enter into the fray with the famous "we did it, but you did it too" argument. However, it's important to note that Commissioner Nicholas only proposed an amendment to the entire map that the Democrats proposed last night at 10 p.m. And therefore, it's really not the same thing.
A comment by Commissioner Nicholas with respect to submitting a map last evening, and as it concerns a public notice. First, I want to point out that the Southwest Amendment version 1 that you submitted, I believe, Commissioner Nicholas, was actually submitted this morning. I'm looking at it for the first time now. And so I find it difficult to accept your scolding that we would continue to try to strive to meet the court's goal.
At that point, chairman of the commission and the only unaffiliated member, Mario Carrera, decided to step in and take personal responsibility for the fact that it appeared that Democrats got 4 additional days to work on their maps while having the Republican maps in hand. Now, although Carrera is an unaffiliated member, since chairing the commission, according to the blog Colorado Peak Politics, Carrera has given almost $9,000 to Democrat causes, including the DCCC and most recently on September 28th, to congressional candidate Joe McCloskey.
I'd just like to remind everyone that we got the court's decision rather quickly within a tight window. The holiday schedule straddled us with a very, very difficult time commitment, if you will, and shame on me, if anything, Commissioner Nicholas, for trying to accommodate people's schedules. Shame on me for trying to coordinate different timelines for our vote. There were a lot of commissioners who were not available for specific meetings that I originally suggested. Calendars were reorganized. So we have now, and we've agreed to these calendars specifically for vote. I got several calls with respect to what exactly it means. Commissioner Nicholas, you called me asking about surprise type amendments and all that stuff. Well, you just gave us one today, if you qualify within the definition of surprise. Just to clarify again, I encouraged everyone to submit maps that will help us meet the constitutional requirements the court gave us.
Commissioner Nicholas acted like a statesman and accepted the ruling of the chair. But as Coloradans, we need to ask ourselves, do we like the way that this commission hearing was held and the fact that all of a sudden entire maps are dropping just 14 hours before the hearing? Tomorrow at 11 a.m., the commission will take their vote. It'll be interesting to see what
It
happens.
was my understanding that we would be able to make amendments. I think our conversation, Mr. Chairman, a couple weeks ago was that we could make amendments in order so that if we needed to compromise, we could certainly do that. But I guess it was my understanding also that we would not be submitting wholesale new maps. And I think that those were the exact words that we used, and I believe I told you that I would support that. That said, I mean, this is for the good of Colorado. So the more information, the better. I'm not going to object to this being brought in, and I'm not going to say absolutely not. I think what offended me the most was that the timing of it. It is clearly something that has been worked on for more than just yesterday, and that multiple members of this commission have worked on probably over the weekend, and didn't meet that deadline, whereas I worked very hard to meet that deadline with the maps I submitted. And I feel like I'm playing poker with my cards facing the other side, and they're keeping theirs closed. And so while I've got some issues, there's no way that there's been time to talk to me about this. And I think giving it less deference and less weight because it has not had that time to be vetted, I think is a very reasonable request for that. But, Mr. Chairman, I'm not going to object to any more grading maps at this point. I do think more information is better.
The entire hearing seemed like it was a Broncos-Raiders game, and the ref had a secret Raiders t-shirt under his stripes. I guess Commissioner Nicholas said it best when he said,
I feel like I'm playing poker with my cards facing the other side, and they're keeping theirs closed.